number 1.
The woman's name not being released. Her passenger, though, identified as Trevone Boykin, Seattle Seahawks backup quarterback and former TCU quarterback. The Dallas police trying to figure out just why she put the car in reverse, but the sidewalk was crowded with people. 4 of them were struck by the car, and then a bartender inside the club was also hurt. 3 people transported by ambulance to Baylor Hospital. The other 2 victims, they sought medical attention on their own. Their injuries, we are told, non-life-threatening.
So you heard that news, and this news has just got me in a bad mood. 9 months after receiving probation in a bar fight in which you missed a college football game the night before, and of course in that deal you were resisting arrest, backup quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks arrested again. This time, let's go through it right now. He was taken into custody. He faces drug and public intoxication charges. He had possession of more than 2 ounces of marijuana. No, Boykin was not driving. He was the passenger in a car in which somebody else was driving. Let's go through that right now. The person that was driving this vehicle, Shabrika Bailey, a 25-year-old female, she was arrested for 2 counts of intoxication and assault with the vehicle because what did she do? Well, she hit pedestrians in this situation. 7 people were transported to local hospitals for non-life-threatening injuries. So let's go through this right now. And I know some people might say, well, he was the driver. He only maybe had some marijuana. First and foremost, let me repeat. 9 months after you received probation, after the Seattle Seahawks gave you a chance, after you were not drafted in the NFL draft because of a mistake that you made before, the Seahawks give you an opportunity to be at a franchise. This ain't the damn Cleveland Browns. This is one of the top franchises in the NFL. You are back up to Russell Wilson here. Now, I'm not saying what goes on in the NFL. I know there's other franchises that allow this type of stuff. You, Trevone Boykin, you had no room for error in this situation. And here we are with the upcoming draft coming up, and we're talking about you, alcohol, bar, pedestrians being hit. I am so disappointed about that, not just because you're the backup quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm disappointed in all types of situations because you would think that a lesson would be learned by this. And I can't believe we're here talking about this, and I'm forced to talk about it because it's headline news. This is a situation where you get in the car, you're intoxicated, the person driving is intoxicated. That's no better. I never understand that deal where someone's intoxicated and says, hey friend, I know you're drunk and I'm drunk, but look, it'd be better if you drive because if I drive, I could get in more trouble than you. So you're my friend. I don't care if you get hurt, and I don't care if anybody else gets hurt out there.
Dumb decision.
What does this mean going forward? Well, I tell you what it does mean. It does mean that you can never be the face of a NFL franchise, especially with the picture that's out there. When I look up and I see the news and I see the picture of the backup quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks handcuffed like that, that is not the picture that you want to see. Again, 9 months ago, you were just given a misdemeanor where you got off and put on probation. This is not good at all. Now, what does this do? Yeah, you guessed it. And the interesting thing is this morning when I planned on coming into work, I was so excited. I was like, hey, John Clayton's not going to be here. I'm going to be doing the show. I'm going to lead off with Gonzaga, talk about all that good news, and then this news slapped me right in the face. Now, does it open up the conversation for Colin Kaepernick? Yes. Does it open up the conversation for possibly RG3? Yes. Put all the political stuff aside, all that kind of stuff aside, the Seahawks probably in the future will now be looking for a backup quarterback because a year probably has been invested in someone who did not take his opportunity serious. The one thing I learned from T-Jack, Tavares Jackson taught me this. In the NFL, quarterbacks cannot do what other position groups do. the Greg Hardys of the world, the Ray Lewises of the world, all of those facts that do those big, huge crimes and mistakes and things like that, they can't get away with those because the quarterback position is different. You know, as much as I make fun of Russell Wilson being cliche, as much as I make fun of Russell Wilson being vanilla and boring and all this kind of stuff, I want to say this. Thank you, Russell. Thank you for being the boring quarterback that you are. Thank you for never getting into trouble. Thank you for always putting on a good face for the Seahawks and representing this franchise the way it's supposed to happen.